Question here from Lydia. Lydia says, hello, I would like to ask a question for the podcast. Do you think it's necessary to use social media to build a fitness business in today's world?
No. No, I do not. And we've spoken about it many, many times in terms of your website, I think would be plenty. You could use your website. You could use an email list. I think a combination of those two would be absolutely fine. It's definitely not the fastest way. Like I think social media is going to be the fastest way to at least get your business off the ground, to get noticed, to in the quickest way possible to get more clients. I think that is a way more efficient way, especially in the beginning. But I think the longer term, actually more efficient way would be website articles with an email list would be probably the most efficient long-term strategy from an SEO perspective, business perspective. And that's not to say social media wouldn't help. I think both are better than either alone, but you don't need social media. To give some perspective, I think, especially in today's climate, if you were going to start a website today and start writing one article a week, every week, and that was all you were doing was just your article, and then you had your email list, I would say it would probably take between 4 to 10 years, I think, to build a sustainable sole income just from that. Anywhere in that 4 to 10 year range, 4 on the low end, 10 on the high end, as long as you're super consistent with it, just from your website and email list. There are obviously outliers who might be able to do it in 6 to 24 months, especially if you have a background in search engine optimization and you understand how that works, and you understand sales copy, and you understand you understand systems and how to do it. If you already understand that stuff, but assuming you're starting out complete beginner, you don't have a background in search engine optimization, you don't have a background in website development, format editing, any of this stuff, like I would say 4 to 10 years if you were to solely use your website. The good news is, I think that once you established it, you'd be better off for literally the rest of your career, for your entire life. Whereas if you solely did it on social media, you'd probably build it much more quickly, but you would be beholden to social media. You would not be able to just stop posting on social media. Eventually, you would have to build it on the website. So either way, it's going to take a long time. But and I think doing both is better than either alone, but that's a realistic perspective and look at, I think. What do you think?
If it's 4 to 10 years for just website and email list, where do you place, just to give listeners something to compare it to, where would you place that time range for doing everything? Meaning you're posting on social media and you have a website and you're building an email list.
I think to build up to a point in which you have a sustainable, efficient coaching program online, if you're doing everything, that could be within 1 to 4 years in terms of if you're doing both. But I think if you want to really, let's say you want to eventually pull away from social media, then I think you would need a little bit longer to really focus just on your website stuff. But if you're doing everything at once, within 1 to 4 years, anywhere in that 1 to 4 year time frame, you could build we'll call it a very reputable, very efficient, very successful online coaching business that supports you and your family and helps people all over the world. That is your sole career, your sole income within that 1 to 4 year time frame, as long as you're using both.
Cool. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. 1 to 5 is kind of the range, depending on who you are, how much time you have to be dedicating to building that business, what your circumstances are, whether or not you have a full-time job and you're building on the side. I think you answered it perfectly, which is, yes, you can build a business, an online fitness business in today's day and age without social media, but it is going to take longer. It's going to take more time. If we think about what we're doing on social media, what you are doing on social media, I'm not doing anything on social media. If we think about what people who are building businesses are doing on social media, we're going to places where people are paying attention and we are grabbing some of that attention by helping them, educating them, entertaining them, inspiring them, some combination of these things. And then with that attention and goodwill and trust that we're building, we have an opportunity to sell a product or service, right? It's posting on social media is the marketing arm of a business, and it's a free marketing arm, meaning you're not paying money, you're paying in your time to get people's attention. You could, like, you can put money in and sponsor posts, et cetera, and get more reach that way. You can run advertisements, but it's sweat equity that you're investing, your time, your energy, your effort to build brand to then have the opportunity to sell. So can you do that without posting on social media? Absolutely. Technically you can do it without being on the internet at all. You could do it with no website, and you could do it with no email list, and you could do it not posting on social media, but it's going to take a lot longer, right? You could, there's guerrilla marketing. You could buy a billboard. You can go volunteer at a gym. You can go meet people in a gym. You can go build your network at various events. You can, there are ways to build business not online. They're just way less efficient and effective. And so for someone who, let's say, wanted to build an online fitness business, but doesn't like social media, yes, you can just focus on website plus email list. But I think what's better advice is doing something that you don't like, which is spending some time building on social media, spending more time building email plus website, but still having at least some social presence for a period of time until you're in a place where you're good enough not to have to be posting on social consistently. And at that point, focusing exclusively on website plus email list, or website plus email list plus podcast, or some combination of long form content that doesn't have you on a platform where you really don't enjoy being there.
Yeah, completely agree.